Well, now to our headlines today. Special 27 people, including top Congress leaders and CRPF men, were killed in a Naxal attack in broad daylight in Chhattisgarh in May last year. While the NIA has filed a charge sheet in the case, Headlines Today brings you chilling details of how the Naxals planned this deadly attack. Jugal Purohit with this exclusive report.
The most audacious Naxal attack in India's history. Over 150 heavily armed Naxals had gunned down 27 people in Chhattisgarh's Jheeram Ghati in May last year, wiping out the top Congress leadership in the state. And now Headlines Today has accessed chilling details of the daring Naxal plot. Previously unknown details of how the Naxals planned and executed the attack. NIA in its charge sheet details arrested 9 Naxal operatives. They not only took part in plotting and executing the attack, but also gunned down cops and snatched their ammunitions. They also ensured logistical supplies and explosives for the daylight strike. The charge sheet details how Naxals chose Darbha area for the attack and performed a detailed recce. The Red Rebels formed specialized groups for roadblock, signaling, blast and the final assault. The NIA charge sheet also reveals that over 100 heavily armed Maoists then crossed over National Highway between May 22nd and 23rd last year to set up a temporary camp and plant IEDs. On May 25, the Naxals attacked a 20-vehicle convoy of Congress leaders. Among the dead were State Congress President Nandakumar Patel and former Union Minister Vidyacharan Shukla.
It's a region where the rule of law has ceased to exist. What it means in terms of an investigation is that it is that much more difficult to actually identify, arrest and subsequently convict an accused. Stepping into this, the NIA, even though a specialist agency, will find itself up against an extremely unfavorable atmosphere.
Experts describe the NIA charge sheet as a major achievement in battle on Red Terror.
Very significant development. It shows that the rule of law is being re-established there. The institutions which were ceased to function, the administration, the judiciary and all, now they are again coming back to life in that area.
Experts, however, question how intelligence agencies failed to predict the attack, especially when the Naxals had started a massive plotting drive and had even conducted mock drills and were planting IEDs on the National Highway.
Finally, despite identifying over 160 accused who the NIA says were present and participated in the attack, it limits its charge sheet only to 9 people who've been arrested, obviously implying that there will be a subsequent charge sheet depending on the course that the investigation takes. For Headlines Today, with camera person Kashif Siddiqui, this is Jugal Purohit.
And Jugal Purohit is also with us live from the national capital this morning. Jugal, your report highlighting some crucial lapses by security agencies as well that failed to prevent this deadly attack.
Well, this was an unparalleled attack if one is to look at the kind of attacks that the Maoists had carried out last year during the Parivartan Yatra that the Congress party had initiated in the state of Chhattisgarh before the state elections there. The Maoists actually planning, once they got the information about the presence of controversial tribal leader and leader of opposition Mahendra Karma, about his presence in that Yatra, they planned for 3 months. An elaborate exercise was carried out. Several villagers were kidnapped in the process to try and help them set up the logistics. Different companies, different armed formations were called from different parts of the state and even perhaps outside to assemble towards executing this attack. And it was, as I said, an unparalleled attack in the history of India's anti-Naxal campaign. It was an attack which shook the entire country, and now we have among the most specialized and fine agencies investigating the case. This is perhaps for the first time that the NIA has actually been able to complete its investigation and file a charge sheet in such a high-profile attack. It is perhaps the biggest attack in the last 4 years to have taken place. And even though it's a specialized agency, but a specialized agency cannot remain oblivious to the ground situation, which is that in Chhattisgarh and in these areas, never before has an investigation ever been done, to ascertain, to actually arrest, identify, and then subsequently convict those accused. So it's a very, very infirm base from where the effort is being made. We also are given to understand that just to actually identify an accused, which otherwise is a very simple procedure, you would have to launch an entire operation, because to go into areas where these accused have their residences, where they live, where their families are, it's not easy. And towards doing even the single identification, in this case, of course, 9 accused have been charge sheeted. To do even a single identification, an entire operation had to be launched. So it's an extremely complex, task of basically gathering evidence and subsequently charge sheeting these 9 accused.
Tugal, thanks so much.